Hello guys, how are you doing? It's your homeboy Guy. I hope everybody's doing great, everybody's doing fine. I'm perfectly fine, I'm perfectly okay. New video, still in the same spirit, still in the same trend. We are just trying to educate people coming here. We are just trying to teach people about the Philippines. We're trying to share our experience about the Philippines. And in this new video, I'm going to give you a perfect example of what I think, or I mean a perfect example of why it's very important to know the place where you are, to know the people surrounding you, and to know, more importantly, the culture of the people around you when you're living in a certain area. The title is a little bit maybe excessive, but this is how I almost put myself, I think I didn't even say almost, I really put myself in danger a couple years ago here in the Philippines. So before everything, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. If you have any question about the Philippines, immigration, traveling here, the stay here, if I can help you, I will leave the answer in the comment if you ask your question. If I cannot, maybe someone from the community will help you, because the purpose of all this video is to just make your experience in the Philippines better. So now, why I say I almost lost my life in the Philippines? Because of my ego. Because I think at that point it was first because of my ego, second because I wasn't enough aware of people or the area where I was living. So the story started, actually I was in college. That's like more than 7 years ago, and at that time I was dating a Filipina. So yes, for those who doesn't know, I'm currently married with a Japanese, but yeah, like all athlete and pogi boy, I used to date some Filipina, which are beautiful by the way, so there's no discrimination or nothing such like that. So by that time I was still dating a Filipina, and I was living in an area called Santa Mesa. For those who are a bit familiar with the Philippines, or at least Quezon City, I think it's in Quezon City or Manila. No, I think Santa Mesa is in Manila. For those who are a little bit familiar with Manila, there is a place there that is called Santa Mesa. I don't know if I will say that it's a very dangerous place, but it's a very popular place for many reasons. Some of you might know why it's very popular, some of you might not know, but it's a very popular place in the Philippines. And I was actually living there as a student, so I was always taking a transportation, going to school, going back, going to the gym, going back. So that was pretty much my daily routine. So there is that morning where my girlfriend at that time visited me, and I was supposed to go to school with her because I had a game in my gym by that time, and then she was supposed to watch me play. There is this transportation that they're calling pedicab. So pedicab, it's like also for those who already entered the Philippines a little bit, or one time, if you ever step in the Philippines one time, or you can maybe Google pedicab. It's like a small bike with little seats that they have adjust on the side. So they're just biking it, and then you're sitting there, they're bringing it to your destination. So between my house and the train station, there is the pedicab that usually carry people and bring them close to the train station. And by that time, like usually every morning, I just ride one pedicab guy, and then I ask him to bring me to the train station. Yes, I didn't know that guy, honestly, but I wasn't supposed to know all of them. I know most of them, but I wasn't supposed to know all of them. So there was nothing to worry about. I just ride the pedicab with the girl that I was with by that time. And then once we arrived close to the train station and I went down, I showed him the 25 pesos, which was the rate by that time for 2 persons. Actually, I think it was 720 pesos, but since you're a little bit big, I give him 25 pesos. And the moment that I give him 25 pesos and I was like turning my back, I hear like he was saying something. So I turned back and say, is there any problem? Is there something that, thinking that maybe I didn't pay the correct amount or something like that, right? So I was just trying to say, what are you saying? Is there a problem? Without thinking that there was really a problem, just concerned that he said something and then maybe he's talking to me, maybe the rate or something like that. And my girlfriend started saying, no, let's go. And me insisting, is there anything, sorry, he started giving me some cursing word. And at that time, I was a bit familiar with this expression because the area where I was also living by that time, honestly, Santa Mesa, I don't want to give the exact name of the barangay to not put any stigmatization in any barangay, but the area wasn't so the safest area where you can potentially live, but still it was okay. So he starts saying some words. I'm just saying that to let you know that that's how I start learning those negative expression, if you can say like that, because I was really, you know, in the school environment with your classmates, student, athlete, you are all young, so there's a lot of expression that you learn easily, and usually with young people you start learning bad expression before learning even good expression. So I was a bit aware of quite a bunch of expression in Tagalog, especially negative expression. So I started hearing saying this negative expression. One of the most popular, which is "poo something." I'm not going to give the whole sentence. He said that to me, and I was like, okay, I think at this point this guy is cursing me, and I really want to understand why he's cursing me, what's going on. And the girl that was with me at that time started pulling me, saying, okay, let's leave the place, let's leave, it's okay, leave him alone, and things like that. And I think it's that moment that I should have really listened to what the girl with me at that time was telling me, to really leave. And this is also the key point with this video. It's that I look at the guy at that time, he wasn't so big, he wasn't so impressive, and you can imagine I was an athlete at that time, very in shape, very trained and stuff like that. So in my mind, the first thing that's come on in my mind was to confront him. Like, hey, what are you saying? Why are you talking like that to me? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And there was a girl beside me, and then that was my girl, right? So by that time, again, by that time, that was a girl that was with me by that time. So I feel like maybe not need to prove something, but I just wanted a little bit more respect, right? Because I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. So why this word was coming toward me? And me getting close to him, there is another guy, which is another driver, by the way, pedicab driver, who actually knows me, who was also waiting on the train station to bring people back to my area, because it's like two-way. Sometimes some people are waiting at the train station to bring you to your house. Sometimes people are waiting to your house to bring you to the train station. So the guy that I was actually familiar with was at the train station waiting for customer. And I don't know, maybe he was, well, definitely he knows the environment better than me. He was aware of the environment more than me. He quickly jumped to the guy. Me, I was really going close to the guy, and then he quickly jumped to the guy. And I just see how he took a weapon out of the pocket of the guy. What kind of weapon is it? I'm not going to say, but it was a weapon. And he took that weapon out of the guy. And at that moment, I was a little bit shocked, because I didn't even understand how come a driver, a pedicab driver, in such a small distance could have carried such weapon, right? Such kind of weapon. And I quickly also understand at that time why my girlfriend at that time was telling me, let's leave him alone. I don't think she have seen any weapon, because even me, I wasn't able to see that. But I think the reason why she was asking me to leave, because she was very well aware of the environment more than me. And at that time, I think I just rely on my maybe physical appearance, ego, and the fact that I wasn't really aware of the environment where I was, right? That's all that combined triggered me to really go with my first intention, despite, instead of listening to people that was around me. So this is just like a sort of, you know, like a sort of reminder, you know, for people who are sometimes entering the Philippines. Like all countries in the world, there is very nice people, but you might also encounter, and I don't even think that guy at that moment was, well, he was dangerous at that time, but I start seeing him several other days, because when you have an exchange with someone, you kindly remember the face, and then, you know, his image starts staying in your mind. And I start seeing him some other day, and guess what? The following day, he was saying hi to me. And surprisingly, we even start becoming friends. Well, not friends in the sense that we start hanging together and, you know, things like that. But I think at that time, it was just a little high. He was just high. Because some other driver, pedicab driver who well know me, told me that sometimes he's taking some substance, and he might sometimes trigger him to, you know, act in a weird way. And the next day, I think he was pretty much lucid, pretty much okay. he came to me and I was a bit shy, a bit afraid. I even stepped back a little. He said, no, my friend, sorry. I quickly understand that yesterday there were really something that he was in. And once he's gone, he started getting his spirit back. And that's why the next day he talked to me like he totally forget whatever interaction happened between us yesterday. So this is just to tell you guys, hey, superhero doesn't really exist. I mean, no, superhero maybe exists in the movie, but you know, you don't play superhero in the place that you are not aware, in the area that you are not familiar. And I see a lot of foreigners get into fight here sometimes, even drunk. Now, maybe they are getting into fight because they are drunk, but I also see a lot of them getting into fight without necessarily listening to their partner, or maybe the girlfriend who's Filipina, or maybe the friend who's Filipino. Sometimes you just think like, okay, I'm big, if you go hand by hand, I'm winning this fight. But it's not always about hand by hand. Some people around you are better aware of what's going around, and they know the consequence that can come from getting into fight with some people, right? Since that day, I think that was really a learning lesson for me. As soon as I get into argument with anyone, my first intention is to get away. As simple as that. As soon as I feel like, okay, the situation is getting heat already, we are starting arguing too much, I will step back and then leave the place, leave the area. As early as I notice that there is already a trouble here, or really try to make sure that I'm moving where maybe there is a barangay or any safe area, or definitely vacate the area. This is not to make you get afraid of coming to the Philippines and enjoy your life everywhere when you want to enjoy, right? What I'm just trying to say is that argument can happen everywhere. They are not always okay to have a direct confrontation, right? And sometimes if you are pushing someone to that confrontation, especially when it's under some, you know, substance or dangerous product that you already intake, it can trigger him to behave in the way that it's just tomorrow that he will realize what he have done to you. Similar with any other people that are under any substance, right? Whenever you're getting into argument with that person, expect that anything can happen. So the best course of action here is just to step back and maybe, you know, leave the place. If you are with a Filipino, you will always see that the first thing that's happened when there is a fight, they will always ask you, stop, leave the place, stop, get away. I mean, if you are with your friends Filipino or some Filipino beside you, the first thing they will always tell you is that, leave, it's okay, don't mind, don't look at it, don't consider that. Especially if it's just, you know, like argument, insult, things that do not really necessarily take something from you. When I say take something, yeah, you may want to consider your ego, but you know, after all, if you leave your ego there, what's happening to you the next day? You're still alive, right? If they didn't really, if you really had a choice to not, if you really had a choice to not get engaged into any argument here, please do so. In case you already have engaged yourself in an argument, I will always advise you as the last option is just to leave as the argument starts. Just to leave as the argument starts. Because I think at that time, if I was listening to the girl who was with me, there will be no problem. I will have risk nothing there. Because she was really aware that don't look at somebody that is small, it's just like that, you look like, you know, and don't try to prove something. The moment that you're trying to prove something, you can pay the price, and the price can sometimes be any kind of price. So that's the video that I wanted to share with you guys. You guys who are coming to the Philippines, you guys who are watching too much movie, you guys who are always too much into superhero, you guys who want to, you know, like, I know it's happened sometime. You are with your partner, you are with your wife, you are with somebody that you love, and then you want to prove something. You don't want to let your ego go down. Just make sure of your surrounding and make sure that your ego get up inside the barangay or inside the police station. Do not let your ego take control if you're just in the street. This is not to say that you cannot have fun in the Philippines. This is not to say that Philippines is dangerous. This is just to say that everywhere you are in the world, if it's not your place, you don't know where you are not well aware of the place where you're living, please make sure that when you get into an argument, just leave the place. That's what I wanted to share with you. I hope this one will be helpful for some of you guys who are already in the Philippines having fun. Enjoy yourself, get some good drink, enjoy whatever you want. But if you start getting into argument, first intention that you should do is stay away from that area or leave the place. Take good care of yourself, keep liking, keep sharing. We're getting there. More importantly, keep subscribing. Be bala.